Hello and welcome back to Stop and Go F1 and our coverage for this week's Formula 3. We finally got there. It's actually now Monday afternoon, but we finally got there. We'll cover the sprint race and the feature race in this, looking at the Formula 3, the only racing series on the world, which asks, what happens if you put a bunch of kids in single-seater race cars? Let's find out. With the sprint race, we have Sebastian Montoya on pole with Gerfer completing the front row. Browning and Gerfer nearly collide into turn 1 as Montoya gets away. Then Gerfer goes off at turn 3 and is out instantly. We have our first safety car of the day, collecting Gerfer's car out of the gravel. It looks like Gerfer and Browning, they nearly collide into turn 1, but then on the straight after turn 2, they did collide, giving Gerfer a puncture, which led him into not being able to control the car and going off into turn 3. Back underway, and it's Sebastian Montoya and Browning. Is it Luke Browning? I'm sure it's Luke Browning. 1 second, let me check. I can't find his name on my list, but I'm sure that's his blade name. It is Luke Browning, yes. They're battling for the lead off of the restart. Browning goes for a huge dive bomb, and he then hits the curb. I think this was on turn 9. So he goes for a huge dive bomb, hits the curb on the apex, and then basically does a wheelie across the track into the grass and is able to come off the other side. Somehow, he's able to continue in the race. Collet gets a puncture further down the field, and then Colapinto was able to take the lead from Sebastian Montoya on lap 6. We then get another safety car as Cohen has hit the wall and is out. The safety car is out for a while here, as this happened twice during this sprint race, but behind the safety car, cars were going out at like the second or third to last corner, going wide, coming back on the track, but when they came back on, they were kicking up loads of grass onto the track. So that also needed to be cleaned up. So the safety car was out for quite some time in this sprint race. Browning does get a 10-second penalty for his collision at the start, and Tommy Smith loses his rear wing after a huge crash into the wall on the start-finish straight. That brings out another safety car on lap 13, and this is when the exact same thing happens again, when they go off the track, kick up a load of grass, and come back on. Colapinto makes a great gap after the restart, but then it's Zach O'Sullivan who does a fantastic move to give him P2. Bogdanovic starts to push, and then he actually gets pushed off the track by his Prima teammate, which was quite a good sight to see. Then, you'll never guess what, it's another bloody safety car. On lap 19 of 20, this was because Garcia had a huge lockup and went right into the wall. We finished the race basically behind safety car, and the winner was Colapinto from O'Sullivan, then Sebastian Montoya. I believe this was the first podiums for O'Sullivan and Montoya. I think. I could be definitely for Montoya because he is a rookie this year. Colapinto won until he didn't, because all MP Motorsports cars were disqualified from the sprint race due to technical infringement, which meant the win then went to O'Sullivan from Montoya from Aaron in third. So quite a hectic race, as all races were this weekend across every single Formula 1, Formula 2 and Formula 3, just all of them mental for whatever reason. Zach O'Sullivan, he would inherit the win. I am just checking, is he a rookie this year? I think he is. Well, let me just show you this. If you're watching on the YouTube channel, I'm on the motorsport.com website now for Formula 3. And if you look here, it says Zach O'Sullivan is 1 year old. So, very impressive from Zach O'Sullivan being a literal baby and getting his first win in Formula 3 there. Fantastic for him. Very happy for him there. Let's move on now, though, to the Formula 3 feature race, which is got here. This was Bortoleto on pole this time, from Saucy alongside, and it was a fantastic start for Bortoleto, who got away very well. I got lost in my own notes then. Yeah, so Bortoleto has a fantastic start. It was then Christian Mansell who, once again, he hit the curb very similar to how the curb was hit in the sprint race, and he does a wheelie as well. Fantastic. Montoya went straight on at turn 11, and this is when Colapinto has a big crash, and that brings out a safety car. So Colapinto, bad weekend from him. He won the sprint race, got disqualified from the sprint race, and then near the start of the feature race, he has a big crash. He had a puncture, and I think he's just trying to manage it, and he loses control and went into the wall. Boyer also crashes, and he was out. Now, Pepe Marti is the star of this race because he starts down in P30, right at the back of the grid. He had a crash in qualifying, and the race is basically just him coming up through the grid. He's doing some incredible moves here. Safety car comes in, but then Fredericks is out. He had suspension damage. No, the safety car didn't come in. Frederick crashed under the safety car, had suspension damage and hit the wall behind the safety car. As the safety car comes in, Marty, who once again started at P30, is up to P17. This is when Wisnicki was out. He also crashed into the wall, but Faria and Zolov collide, but managed to somehow keep going. Marty continues to impress. Now he's up to P12. Cohen has spun off after being hit by Gomez. Cohen was out. This brings out another safety car. Gomez gets the penalty for causing the collision, and then we're back underway again. Marty now up to 11th. This is when Gerfer just starts going backwards, and it's revealed that he has a right front puncture, and this allows Marty to now be in the points. Fantastic move from the outside to give him P10. Now we're going to the front of the grid. Bortoleto is still in the lead, but Gregor Saucy is right on him at this point. 3 laps to go, and it was very, very, very close. This when Bedrin crashes on the final lap, and then Boganovic had a puncture. This brings us to the end of the race. The feature race won by Gabriel Bortoleto, Gregor Saucy in second, and Gabriele Mini in third. Marty, who started in P30, finishes P9 and also receives my Hero of Formula 3 for this race weekend. He was absolutely fantastic, doing some great moves from Marty there. So as we look now, I think it is Bortoleto who is leading the championship in Formula 3. Yeah, he's got 57 points overall. Saucy in second with 36, then Boganovic in third with 31, losing quite a few points due to the puncture at the end of the feature race. Gabriele Mini in fourth. I was very happy for him to see him on the podium here in the feature race after what happened in Bahrain, where he just had a very bad time. Pepe Marti is in seventh, Gerfer fifth, Coppoletto sixth. Good race. I was impressed. Obviously, there was a lot of incidents in this Formula 3 race. I mean, you do expect it from Formula 3, just because, they are younger. But there was a lot of incidents here. I don't know what went on at the Australian track this weekend, but just everyone was struggling. Some of the commentators were saying it's to do with just how rubber would be laid down on the track, but then we'd have rain for like 5 minutes, and it would wash it away, and then that would repeat and repeat. I don't know if that was just it, or maybe there was something wrong with the tarmac because it is an actual road, not a track. But yeah, lots of incidents there. That was the F3. Good little weekend for the F3. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, make sure you click subscribe, because right now I'm going to record a video on the F2, and that'll be up in a few minutes. So I'll see you then. Goodbye.